You listening to rockslamradio.com. From all studios to the world, we bring you the finest in quality entertainment. So grab a groupie, throw some horns, and settle in for another fine show from rockslamradio.com.
Everybody out there. Yeah. 2, 1. How's everybody doing out there in Radio Land? This is David J. Rocks the J Radio Show. We are proudly brought to you, we are, Talkwad Network. Please check out other shows with the Talkwad Network at www.talkwad.com. This evening, we have some really great musicians here that I had the privilege of viewing at the singer-songwriter act every Thursdays at Trey Amici, and it's a marvelous event. They were like the last act, and they just knocked the socks out of everybody in there, And it's such a pleasure. I've really gone out of the way, traveling here to Clearwater. And so I want to make my special showcase guest, that's Camille Dupre and the Broken Fetters on the David J. Rocks Today radio show. Now, one of the most important things here is how people get their names. Is how people write songs and the things they get into. And, I want people out there in the radio land to be thinking about that. Gold, broken. I always think about gold. I don't know why, but it's Broken Fetters. And so I want to introduce the band first and that, and kind of let them get some ideas. I don't know if it was a collaborative effort as far as the name goes or what. So we'll find out about that. But first of all, in the band, we have Wes. Wes, go ahead and introduce yourself. It's about what you do, how you got into the band, some background information, if you would.
I'm Wes. I play a bunch of different instruments, whatever I can get my hands on. I got into the band. Camille and I started playing first together. We started dating a while back, and we started playing together. And then I roped the rest of the guys in there to play along with us pretty much.
So did you kind of grow up together, the same area, go to the same, events or whatnot?
The boys and I did. We grew up in church together, and we've been playing music together since middle school. And Camille and I met at Beef O'Brady's.
I could tell about that, the background here. Of course, it is Sunday, and we really appreciate that effort that our local churches, our places of worship, present music and develop musical talent throughout the country here in our great country, the United States of America. I thank you so much for that. And I'm very pleased to have that kind of background on. I could tell that when I was listening to him at Trey Amici on Singer-Songwriter. So, that's where it happens. People like Elvis, did a lot of church singing, and it was beautiful. I know I was in the choir for 3 years in Ocala. So Ocala, very spiritual area with the community there. So thank you for that. Also, we have Will here, another member.
Hello.
Will, a little background here.
Like Wes said, it started out, Wes was dating Camille, and I'd known Camille, but I knew she played music, and I'd seen her play, but never thought about playing together because we were always in a rock band, I was like, we can't play that folk kind of music. We were too rock and roll. Then, so we were in the rock band, and we started fizzling out with Jesse, Wes, and I, and we started fizzling out, and Camille was like, why don't you guys just come play with us and see how it sounds? Actually, Jesse and Wes played first. I was the last one to join. They were kind of scared.
Last but not least.
Yeah, I'm kind of scary. So, but so they were like, you guys, you need to join the band with the rest of the guys. And so we started playing together, and it sounded really good. It meshed really well. We clicked right away. Had really good harmonies, had really good sound. So I was like, let's figure this out. And then we had a debut concert, and that was that.
All right, man. And you're a percussion man.
In this band. I play most of the drums, but I play a little bit of everything too. I play piano and drums in this band though.
Awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what got you started into music?
Probably the church as well.
Yeah.
But I started taking piano lessons in second grade, and I used to rock myself to sleep, with a rhythm. The rhythm's always in my head. So, yeah, they call me Will Rock. So I never stopped twitching. I never stopped moving. I always got some kind of beat. I'm always singing some kind of song, and so it's a good way to get out my music. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Good. I thought you were going to say dating in that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, digging that all interpersonal relationships, so to speak. Thank you very much for that background. And now we're coming to Camille Dupre.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I play fiddle and guitar, and I sing. And my whole kind of music passion started. My mom's a worship leader, and she would always lose me during the services on Sunday. So she put me on stage when I was about 5 years old, and I've been up there ever since. And I kind of started breaking out and writing my own songs and doing my own thing about 4 or 5 years ago. Just kind of whenever I wanted to, not too committed. And then I met these guys, and we decided we were going to make something out of it.
You know, and there's a lot of people who really appreciate that too. You know, people are getting very spiritual. You have that folk rock image. I know you have a project going on. I'll talk about the Art of Hope a little bit later. Before we get to that, you know, we want to, of course, hear your music. And then moving right along here. Thank you so much, Camille. Yeah, we're going to move on to Jesse.
How you doing?
All right.
Well, initially, me and Camille had known each other for a long time. I knew her sister and worked with her, but I was just really excited. I just remember being so excited about playing with Camille, mainly and just doing kind of a duet thing before we even thought about having the band put together. And me and Camille just started playing together, and I loved it, and I loved the harmonies. And so when we all four came together, me, Will, and Wes had already had the history musically, but it was just kind of that missing piece that, you know, with the 4-part harmonies and just the musical talent that not individually, but when we come together, what it makes is just absolutely beautiful. So that's initially what got me really excited about the band. And I play guitar, banjo, and mandolin, and also the kick drum, of course. I do brag on that. So.
Yeah, man. Who does the songwriting in here?
A lot of it is me and Camille. I would say it's I've with the songs that we have, I've written a little bit more than 50% of them, but
Yeah.
I mean, Camille has a lot of them that we still do.
And we started really trying to write songs all together.
Right.
Everybody definitely put some
Yeah.
musical input
Right.
into
Kinda
the
sit
decisions.
down together and just kind of
Yeah.
make something happen. Like,
Hash
play
songs
this, and play
out.
this. and
At,
play
at
this.
first, it was almost like we kind of forced our first CD, which it didn't sound bad, but it wasn't exactly our style. But we are about to finish our second CD, which I think, because I'd say more than 80% of it we all wrote together. You know, and if not, then everyone at least had a huge influence on each individual song. And I think that's what we nailed it on the head with the sound, at least with this new CD, and really what represents Camille Dupree and Broken Fetters. So.
Now, do we have any veterans in here?
No.
No? I know you've got a song about the American soldier, though.
Yeah, the war song, yeah.
The war song. Did you plan on doing that?
Yeah,
too?
that's our second
Yes.
one.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
man! I love that song when I first heard it. I really did. But anyway, I just wanted to mention Hope for the Warriors .org and that people out there. You know, they're out there. A lot of warriors are coming back. They're disabled. You know, and there's an organization out there that are working for our American veterans, and it's a long-term effort there. It's www.hopeforthewarriors.org. Go to that website, check it out, see if you can help the families and the warriors out returning from overseas. And it's not only in certain areas; it's all over the world in today's effort. It's a global effort on our American forces that are keeping us, enabling us to be able to perform here.
Yes.
And providing the wherewithal, the security to allow us to create and try to make it a little bit better. And I think that's pretty much what Camille and Broken Fetters are really trying to do, you know, with that church background, making it a little bit better in the world today, and trying to be a little bit more friendlier and peaceful in an effort around the world and accepting people in many ways and so forth. So, you know, let's look towards the people that have some difficulties out there, and that's, you know, America is a great sharing country. It's a marvelous country. I know I was at a concert up in Zephyr Hills on Saturday, and the American flag was flying high, and great memorials to all the veterans from Second World War, Korea, Vietnam, the Middle East wars, and now the terrorist wars, I should say, and they're ongoing and all over, it seems like. So, and be careful right here in America, people. So, thank God that, you know, we are protected, and hopefully our music is going to make a difference in the world today. All right, We do have a photographer here, and of course Shauna's in the background. I want Shauna to say hi. You know, come on, Shauna, come on out there and go ahead and get in front of the camera on a lighter note here. You can just stand. You can walk right up here. Yeah, right. Go right in front of the camera.
Make a little wave.
Hey, you can do a Facebook. You go right. Put your face right there. It's all right. There you go. Okay, great. Okay, that's our photographer. You know, get a chance. She said was kind of snooping and pooping, as we call it. You know, you don't understand why. She's having fun. She wants to get those pics now. Okay. Now, getting back to the band and that Broken Fetters, you know, I was wondering, you know, that's a very unusual name, and I wanted to ask the band if there was anybody that wanted to discuss how you came about with that name, or anybody wanted to jump right on there, or just do so right now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we had a really hard time picking a name for a while. We kind of changed names like
Took us
a
about
lot.
7 months.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So I mean, Camille Dupree was definitely going to be a part of it, but we were Camille Dupree and friends, Camille Dupree and the Red Clay Band, and you know, just tossing around ideas all the time. And then it finally hit us one day. We have a song called Fetters, and basically Fetters are chains or shackles. And a lot of the songs that we write about are breaking free from the things that are holding you back, and really talk about redemption. And we decided that that's kind of the message that we wanted to go through and to get to people, the people that listen to our music. So we decided that the perfect name would be Camille Dupree and Broken Fetters, a perfect example of what our music represents.
Right. I think a lot of songs today talk about being in bondage to something, but they don't. Most of them don't talk about breaking free of those bondage. You know, songs about drinking and being a drunk, but you know, you can't. They don't. There's no end in sight. There's no victory. There's no conquering this, like something that's wrong with you. And then so we like to get to that part at least by the end of our songs, if not by the beginning. We talk about how that we have broken free from our shackles, broken free from our fetters, and that's kind of the goal of our band in whole. So
right. One thing that we've even in our other band that we were, but when we first got into this band, it's always been kind of a mission, if not of all of us, but just for me that I've always thought of, and that's when we do go and play in these places, we don't initially portray ourselves or label ourselves as a Christian band or a religious band, just because not because we're afraid of our faith, but we are very outspoken in our faith, but we don't want to turn people off, and we want to reach out to the people in the dark places. And that's kind of the most important part of our mission. We're more than happy to talk about our faith, but we want to be able to make sure that we're not leading people astray, or, when they hear we're a Christian band, they're just going to completely turn us off. And that's not what we want. We want people to hear about that redemption, because that's what people relate to most is kind of that struggle of life. And when we're able to get connected with them with music, all of a sudden that religious aspect is kind of broken, and they're more than willing to listen when they have that connection of being kind of in the pits and then kind of rising out of that. And so that's always been a huge mission of ours. So
all right, breaking the bondage, people, getting out there and making it happen, trying to make it better right there. That's what it's all about. So without any further explanation, wordage, we want to do the music scene here. It is so powerful and it is so universal, connecting. So we're going to let Camille Dupree and Broken Fetters take over and do their song set as you choose to in your performance there.
Thank you. This first song, hope you enjoyed. It's called Walk Through the Fire.
take the breath away from me. This beating pulse of mine isn't worth the life I lead. So guide my hands to another land. And it's getting colder and colder and colder out where I stand. And it's a shame that there's truth you can't believe, when the truth is the only thing you need. Take a step back
listen close and hard. The only thing you miss is what you choose to disregard. So wipe the blood off my hands.
To kill the Son of God wasn't in my plans.
And if I can't save myself with the words or the things I do,
then what kind of man would I be to depend fully on you?
and it's a shame that there's truth you can't believe, when the truth is the only thing you need. Take a step back and listen close and hard. The only thing you miss is what you choose to disregard.
When I walk through the fire and I walk through the flames, and the soles of my feet do not repain, and I say to the devil, do not come near.
You're the only God that I know that'll save my soul. And it's a shame that there's truth you can't believe, when the truth is the only thing you need. Take a step back and listen close and hard. The only thing you miss is what you choose to disregard.
It's coming through loud and good. Way out, our sound guy back there, it sounded really, really good there. Yeah, that's a nice mix there. That's something to keep now. All right, go ahead. Your set is on. Introduce and.
Yeah, this next song is the war song that we were talking about. Initially, I wrote it when I had been inspired by my brother, who is currently in the Army. He flies the Predator drones in the unmanned aircraft. And so he was about to be shipped off to Afghanistan. And I believe 3 days before he left, his daughter was born. And so I just had the kind of the inspiration to write a song about just going off to war, a soldier going off to war, and the relationship between him and his lover back at home. And so it really tells a story of a soldier and his loved one back at home. So this next song is called the War Song. Well, I went off to war to find me some glory, and I went off to war to start my own story of a man with nothing to lose.
Before you went off to war, you told me you'd be leaving. You said it won't be too long. I don't want to see you grieving, but I can't hold these tears behind these weary eyes.
And when I went off to war, thought that I'd be getting stronger, but this distance from you only made my heart fonder. Well, I miss you with each bullet that passes by my head.
And when you went off to war, a part of me was missing. And when you went off to war, I spent all my nights wishing that you were by my side. Why aren't you by my side? And now I see what you mean to me. Living with your ghost in my memory.
Fighting fathers, but I went off to war and killed all their sons and daughters. Well, it's the scars on my mind. I'll never be the same. And when you went off to war, I couldn't keep sober. I couldn't block out the pain. I thought my life was over. Well, the scars on my skin, I'll never be the same. And now I see what you mean to me. Living with your ghost in my memory. As I write down these words, I think of you with each letter. I hope this gets to you soon. I hope this makes you feel better. Well, I'll be thinking of you now and forever, my dear. And now I see what you mean to me. Living with your ghost in my memory. And now I see what you mean to me. In my memory.
All right. That's the Broken Fetters, people. Yeah, all right. And what was the title of that again, Camille?
That song is called War Song.
War Song. All right, callers out there. It's the David J. Roxy J radio show on our Rock Slam Radio. Our call-in number is 727-597-4022. We're going to hear another song right away. And callers, just hold your call until after this song, and that will pick you up right after the song here with Broken Fetters. There.
This next song is kind of one of our quirky, fun songs. And I'm going to try to kill some time while Jesse's getting ready. It started just out as one of those songs that I just kind of wrote when I was just bored, didn't really have anything on my mind. But it's slowly becoming more true and true. We went on tour this past summer, and we had a really good time. But there were moments where we all just kind of got a little annoyed with each other, and I think that it's pretty normal. It happens. But we're also here. We're also friends, and we're still making music. So this song is called "I Don't Know Why." Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why you always come out at night. It's confusing. I can only see your eyes. You're sneaky like a bat. I don't know if I can deal with that. It's you. I don't know why I even waste my time. It's frustrating. You're breaking this so hard of mine. You're quick like a cat, and I sure can deal with that. I'm allergic to your silly acts. Your quick and sneaky, silly little acts. I don't know why.
Hey, Broken Fetters, amazing music, man. It's really coming through. A great mix on the sound
Yeah,
tonight.
definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, they're touching a lot of hearts out there. Now, callers, I'm going to give the band a little bit of break. I'm going to give you a little David J. Rocks the World news. The big item here is David Bowie. David Bowie is returning to the music scene after a heart attack. And so from 2006. Now, they thought he was going to be retiring from music, but that's not true. It goes back. Long-term producer Tony Visconti says Bowie may be doing a single concert to elaborate the new LP the next day. Tony Visconti has been producing David Bowie's album since Space Oddity in 1969. They worked together on many of Bowie's greatest triumphs, including Heroes, Young Americans, and Scary Monsters. After a long break, they joined forces again in the early 2000s for Heathen and Reality. 2 years ago, he started working with Bowie on his long-awaited new album, The Next Day. Rolling Stone spoke to Visconti about the pair's secret sessions now at medieval English history, how it inspired some of the songs, and why it's unlikely that Bowie will tour, though a single show remains possible. So again, a lot of this medieval influence on David Bowie's music is from his readings. It's also mentioned that the producer Tony Vincent says a surprise album is a real rock record, despite the slow, introverted nature of the first single, Where Are We Now? The icon astonished fans by releasing the new track and details of the full-length work on his 66th birthday, the icon being David Bowie. Many believed he'd retired from making music. It has also been rumored that his health was failing after he suffered a heart attack in 2004. Then ended public appearances 2 years later. But Visconti, who now worked with Bowie for 13 releases, tells the BBC, we all know he had a health scare in 2004, but David is extremely healthy. He's rosy-cheeked and he smiles a lot. He still has that power in his voice when he starts singing. and I have to back off and leave him in front of the microphone. On Friday, David Bowie, guitarist, at a hard time keeping album a secret. David Bowie, longtime guitarist Earl Slick, admits it was no fun keeping quiet about new album the next day. Bowie shocked fans by releasing a new single, Where Are We Now, on his 66th birthday. That was a couple Tuesdays ago, revealing details of his first studio work in a decade. The new single, Where Are We Now, was released. Goes back to January 8th via the iTunes store in 119 countries. The track comes from Bowie's forthcoming album, The Next Day, to be released on March 8th in Australia, March 12th in the United States, and March 11th in other countries. The album will be released on a 4-track standard edition and a 17-track deluxe version, and both are now available for pre-order on iTunes. The new album is themed on Bowie's time in Berlin. He is seen looking in on the footage of the auto repair shop beneath the apartment he lived in alone during the stark images of the city at the time. That was during the Cold War. The Iron Curtain had not come down yet. So then we're going back into this idea of drawing lines and conflict. A lyric constantly raises the question of where are we now? Again, David Bowie seemingly, in my opinion, is being introspective about his early years in the hard time in a very difficult city of Berlin during the Cold War, where you had Checkpoint Charlie and the East and West was a partition from communist and free world. And he's asking himself, with the terrorist effort to dominate their views around the world, he's asking, where are we now? Has it ever changed? Where is peace at? And so again, he was compelled to come back. David Bowie was compelled to come back to the music world because he's got a reason for it. It's not, it's not monetary. It's because he's themed out and trying to understand why things are going on around the world the way they are. And of course, I try to stay away from news media as much as possible, and that's music. But I have to because I've been politically oriented all my life, and that my father was a lawyer and that, and so he really got me tuned into all the politics and so forth. And we've had quite a bit to do with America in the world, serving and so forth. So I really pick up on the musicians who are trying to kind of create a condition within their own souls and self, connecting to the universe, trying to bring about peace. And of course, Broken Fetters with the music here certainly is doing that in their spiritual way. And David Bowie, likewise, there's no telling this young band is amazing. They can go as far as they want to, and I'm just so pleased that they're on the show. Now, again, callers, if there's any callers out there holding up, we're going to have some more music here. Again, Broken Fetters is showcased, so either hold your calls or wait for an intermission. Thank you.
We're excited to play this next song for you guys. We've done a lot of folk festivals, and this is by far their favorite song we do. This is our very bluegrass song. So get your cowboy boots on and get your clapping hands and stomping. This song is called Shimmering Heavens.
And there's a sweet tide that's rolling, and he washes over me like the waves of the sea. And there's a wind howling down the valley, and it catches my wings so I can fly. And so I'll fly to the shimmering heavens, and I'll fly from this land of pain. And there's a stain, a sin on my shoulders, keeping me from the love of the cross. But there's redemption for those who are weary. There is hope in the sight of the Lord.
shimmering heavens,
and I'll
fly from this land of pain.
So I'll fly.
I'll fly into the shimmering heavens,
And I'll
fly from this land of pain.
And I'll
fly into the shimmering heavens,
And I'll
fly from this land of pain.
And I'll
fly from this land of pain.
Got it right.
We hit it right on.
Shauna, can you grab that guitar for Jesse? Wes's guitar.
Shauna's doing a lot of work. Give it up for Shauna.
is
She's
running-
awesome
she's running
tonight.
instruments around back and forth.
This next song is one of our newer songs. We're very excited to put it on our next album.
Capo too.
Well, capo.
This song is called Friend or Foe. It's a fun song. There's a lot of kind of different sounds to the sound of the music to this song.
I usually play piano on this, so I'm gonna try to play drums.
Uh.
We'll see how it goes.
On the next two songs, he usually plays piano.
Well, I
with-
played it. It's the last one I played both.
This is gonna be interesting. We've never done it this way before, so we'll see.
Yeah, this is the first time. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And the
Water flows swiftly around the bend.
It's
Mighty forces met with the palm of my hand.
the
Fear of jumping's not as bad as the fear of where I'd end. So tell me, river, are you my foe or my friend? The bitter cold of the river stabbing knives into me. Well, I never thought I'd last long enough to keep my head up to breathe. And she gives me life, and she holds me under so low. River, are you my friend or my foe? I'm broken, gashed, and bruised from the troubles I've endured.
I run to the river and pray that I will be cured.
Rips me apart, but on her alone I shall depend.
So tell me, river, are you my foe or my friend? And she gives me life, and she holds me under so low. River, are you my friend or my foe? And she gives me life,
holds me under solo. So tell me, river, are you my friend or my foe? And you come to me with the weight of the world on your back. I will make you clean as long as you step off that beaten track. When you exit my waters, there'll be no more blemish to show. So tell me, sinner, are you my friend or my foe? So tell me, sinner, are you my friend or my foe? My friend or my foe?
That's it. That was fun. I never played cajon on that song before. It was harder.
We have one song left. You want us to go ahead and do it?
Hey, I just interject one comment. Hey, did you know Luke Bryan sold out his he sold out all his concerts. It says this is from Country Weekly, since you mentioned that was a country song and everything. Just landed he just landed a co-host job at the Academy of Country Music Awards. And now comes word that Luke has sold out his 21-city direct road Diaries tour before it even started.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Sold out.
Must be
21. That's Luke Bryan. The question was, I asked, what do you do when you sell out your first ever headliner tour? You know, you sold it out. Well, the answer is we had a whole bunch more dates, of course.
That's a good answer.
You know, they're making it happen. Okay, Luke has added 35 more shows, and some of them are in gigantic cities. He and Florida, Georgia line and Thompson Square will hit Boston and Philadelphia. So, again, that's amazing. You know, I remember he was doing the college scene with the beer song. I remember that first song when it came out. Yeah. I said, oh, man, I couldn't believe it was a happy type song. And, you know, it just exploded, and now he's where he's at. And I really think the Broken Fetters, you know, have that beautiful harmony. They have some very deep lyrics, and they're a very together band. So, you know, there's no telling, you know, you guys are going to go as far to the top, man. That's the way I see it. There's nothing holding you all back. So we got some more music here. Very good. You know, you got time for at least two to three songs. You know?
Yeah, we can do. Do you want to do Sinking?
Yeah, let's do Sinking. Let's do Fetters first. Fetters first,
all right.
and then Sinking.
So we're gonna do Fetters, which is the song we were talking about earlier.
So just probably Fetters and Shotgun then.
Yeah, Fetters and Shotgun.
Yeah, that works.
So Fetters is this is the song that we kind of decided to base our name off of, like I was talking about earlier.
This song really focuses on the redemption aspect of things. It's a story between a man and a woman and breaking free from the chains that are holding them back. So.
As I began to grow older, I began to recall of a time in my life where I turned out the lights, and into beds of corruption I would crawl. I collected his money as he walked out the door. This type of pain I could never ignore. While my heart it beat and my soul it screamed, could guilt and pleasure be one in the same? And fetters from my heart, and fetters from my pride, and fetters from my thoughts, which protrude out of my mind.
I figured she was just too nice for that, and that I proved to be cumbersome. She told me that I could follow her back as long as love wouldn't follow this day. Well, I heed her words not, I fell so fast and so deep. Can love and pleasure be one in the same? Fetters from my heart, fetters from my pride, fetters from my thoughts, which protrude out of my mind. Fetters from my heart, fetters from my pride, fetters from my thoughts, which protrude out of my mind. Singing how marvelous, how wonderful, and my song shall ever be. How marvelous, how wonderful is my Savior's love for me.
All right, that's Broken Fetters, man. Dynamite tune. Hey, you guys have been around. You're in a lot of competitions. I know you've got a project that you're working on now. That's the Art of Hope. And that, can you, anybody want to jump in there and want to kind of explain that? Tell us what's going on with that. Okay.
What was the point? Oh, sorry.
No, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. We were contacted. There's a great website. Check it out. It's got a lot of local artists. It's actually based Tampa locally. It's called museme.com. And the guy who created it went to UT. And he's a really awesome guy. His name is Joel Fenelon. And he contacted me a while back about doing this event that they were having at UT. And I didn't know too much about it. I got a phone call from a girl one day who was telling me more about it. And there's a really awesome organization called NEDA, N-E-D-A. And basically what they do is they put a lot of things together to kind of fight and end hunger. And so they're having this Art of Hope event. It's at UT. It's this Thursday night, the 24th, from 6 to 9. And there's going to be a lot of local artists showing art. There's going to be vendors. I believe like Golden Diamond Source of Tampa is going to be there and different people like that. There's going to be raffles and awesome prizes. And us, of course, we're playing 3 30-minute sets throughout the night. So come and check it out. It's free. It's in the Fletcher Lounge at UT. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope you remember it. Fletcher Lounge, UT, Thursday, December, what am I saying? Thursday the 24th, 6 to 9. And we hope you see you there.
All right, I know you're in a lot of competitions and that, and around town, always having like the Battle of the Bands and so forth. And I was just touching on you guys kind of grew up during American Idol and that, and we were touching on a little country pop rock, that slam, folks. You've got a very interesting mix of music that you create. I was wondering what you think about Keith Urban tells about a new role as judge on the popular American Idol TV series. Let me give you a little background before I ask you the question here.
Keith notes that he's enjoying the job except for one basic element, having to reject a contestant. I don't like the feeling of all of that, Keith says. That's Keith Urban. It's good for the people we send through, of course, but those that we don't, it's an awful feeling, Keith says. Gives me a little bit of background about how Keith Urban feels about, musicians and so forth and rejection. That while such shows as Idol can provide an avenue for artists, he would not trade his experience of paying his dues playing clubs. And let me tell you, we could talk about the dive bars, man. And so you talk about that balance between the avenue of a nationally syndicated competition compared to the tough series of bars and what you go through in those events. And so you ask yourself, what do you think about Keith being an Idol judge? Anybody have an opinion on that in this group?
Well, I think that initially, what he's talking about, I've heard a lot of folks a lot of interviews at least of people who have become famous, talk about paying their dues with all these bars and whatnot. And I just think, in my eyes, I feel like that would be a lot more rewarding to see yourself as get famous through that kind of avenue versus, the competitive singing shows and whatnot. And I think that's pretty cool of him to say that.
I think you learn who you are as a musician by playing at places like that.
Yeah, I think I would be absolutely horrified to be on American Idol and be a nobody and then just be crazy famous out of nowhere.
I think I'd go crazy.
I can think of maybe two winners of the Carrie Underwood and Kelly Clarkson are the only two that I can think of that have
off the top of my head,
have stayed successful in music because it's rough. We know because we've been through the hard parts. It stinks. You got to raise all this money and you got to buy a trailer. You got to buy equipment. You got instruments breaking all the time.
Yeah, the most shopping I ever do is buying stuff for our band. So,
so if you get pushed right to the top, you don't know that's an aspect of it, and then you have to deal with all that stuff while you're.
It's very humbling to go through this.
Definitely.
Sort of
also, Keith Urban's just cool because he has an awesome accent. So.
And you're really feeling for Keith Urban because he felt the same way as you're expressing yourself. So that's amazing. All right, we want to get your final song.
Yeah.
Time permitting, we could go on for hours. I need another hour here. Sponsors at Golden Diamond Store, at the wine trumps. You sell those diamonds and bring them up here, baby. We can use them up. Send them on tour. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna shorten my intro as much as I can. In the 1970s.
We are on Facebook.
Oh yeah, check us on Facebook.
Let's do some
Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, good choice. Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook.
our website, Camille Dupree, BrokenFetters.com.
If you look us up on Google, either Camille Dupree or Broken Fetters, it'll bring you
find
to
anything.
us. You can find us. We're all over the place. Check us out and like us. We're almost to 400. That would be great to get 400 likes on
awesome.
Facebook. So, Camille, go ahead with that intro.
So yeah, this song is one of our newer songs. We have a great time with it. But it has a very deep story to it. In 1970s in communist Asia, being a Christian was against communist rule. It was very secretive and had to be done privately. And so groups of people would meet in homes or, wherever they could that they wouldn't necessarily be caught. And during one of these fellowship times of a bunch of Christians, communist soldiers burst through the door and they threw a Bible on the floor and they said, "Spit on this Bible and deny your faith or we will kill you." And so one by one, everyone in the congregation lined up, and they went up to that Bible, and they spit on that Bible, denying their faith so that they wouldn't die. Until the last girl, a young girl, she walked up to the Bible, and she picked it up, and she wiped off all the spit with the hem of her skirt. And the communist soldier put a gun to her head, and he pulled the trigger. And this song is called Shotgun. I'll wipe the spit with my fragile hand. I won't succumb to his plans. In a moment of darkness, you will learn so many things. I trust in you, and I'm asking, please forgive this man, because I'm staring down the barrel of a shotgun. Staring down the barrel of a shotgun. Staring down the barrel of a shotgun.
Thank you. That's Camille Dupree and Broken Fetters. Marvelous set on David J. Rock CJ Radio Show. All right, again, let's go back for final comments. We're about to wrap it up. We got Wes here, Will, Jesse, and Camille. Okay, any final comments for your thoughts on the show tonight, or any kind of promo you want to continue in the last few seconds of the show?
Thanks for having us, and we had a great time.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. Like Jesse said, we have Facebook. If you want to talk to us too, you don't have to just like our page. You can message us or Facebook.
Oh, yeah,
us,
totally.
Absolutely.
and we will talk to
We're
you back as soon
friendly.
as possible. Yeah, we don't bite that much, so
Yeah, we love interacting with any kind of fans, whether or not you're a fan or not. We love interacting with you and just talking to people and just expanding our fan base, really. And
we like friends.
we don't have that many, but just kidding.
It's been a marvelous experience here with the music. It's been very enlightening, and I tell you, I never know. You know, I haven't seen you people for like about 3 weeks. I don't know how I theme these songs, the whole show. I mean, I'm not interacting at all, other than actually writing directions on logistical aspects. But it seems like somehow it all comes together on the show, and it's just. Some of the items, I mean, I do research prior to it, and then we pick up, and then I can pick and choose on this, and it's just amazing how it themed out with, the security, the greatness of our country, and that,
Right.
the power of the Christian faith,
Right.
and and that's why again, you have to go back that's what America is about. By the same token, our Constitution is amazing. We accept all, and we have the freedoms to do that, and our troops help it. So I also want to thank Shauna over here
Yeah,
for
Shauna.
taking pictures and that.
Running around with instruments.
But Jesse, very powerful. I know Jesse had a lot to do with the songwriting here and that. And because I can tell there's a lot of masculine influence there with the Camille vocal. Very sensitive. So again, this is Camille Dupre and Broken Fetters. I like Broken Fetters, man. That's very deep there, you know. And of course, getting that lady image out there. But we're out ready to rock it out. It's David J. who rocks the radio show. And have a good evening, people. Watch the show also for rebroadcast throughout the weekend. And I'm looking at a lot of people watching, man. It's a marvelous show. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Mama put my guns in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore.